How old are you exactly?
Well, I'm a dad.
Alright folks, what's going on people? Captain Forrest here, and today I'm going to be scaling Joker from Persona 5. I'll go over his AP and speed last. There's a lot I need to talk about in this video. But I'll go over all his abilities, whatever I could capture from playing the game, and all the scans and all that good stuff. So let's begin. Yeah, just want to show that real quick. Yeah, hilarious. So for his abilities, so Ren has shown that he has like fate manipulation. He was able to like help alter the fate of unfortunate people who referred to the fortune teller for advice and to reveal their fortunes. Chihaya believed fate cannot be changed once it's set in stone, and Ren proved her wrong by changing their fates. So she even concedes, she's like, alright, you know, you're right, you have the power to alter fates. She just says that, oh, you've altered fate like more than once, like this is crazy. And these are like a bunch of scans that I found of her just on a number of occasions, just admitting that Ren has changed the flow of fate each time, and that the holy stones that she was selling were all like garbage and fake. And that was when she was like dismissive, and she was like, no, fate can't be changed. But yeah, pretty much proved her wrong. Like every time he changes fate, her cards, her tarot cards keep changing. So yeah, this is just more proof of his fate manipulation. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So Ren also has precognition, information analysis, thanks to his ability called the Third Eye, which gives him sixth sense and steps ahead, and the ability to see into the dark, and the ability to analyze his enemies to determine their power levels. And he can also slow down his perception of time, allowing him to react faster to attacks. During like the free time events where you can like play baseball and stuff, you can use Ren has shown to use the third eye outside of the metaverse, so he can like slow down his perception, allowing him to attack or like hit the baseball that was coming towards him. And yeah, that's Igor just basically solidifying my statement. That's like Ren viewing these enemies and their colors. The red ones are like stronger than Ren, they're more difficult, and the yellow ones are relative to his level, and the blue ones are farther. And you can also see like invisible objects and things that are like just, you know, can't be seen by the naked eye. Ren also can talk no jutsu like enemies with using his shadow negotiation. So he can talk down shadows and make them become his like personas. Ren can seal like personas inside his mask, and personas are souls. And also Ren does possess the ability to contain multiple personas, at least around 14 to 16 I think. But I do have the evidence down here, but now I'll show you that, folks, in a moment as I go on. And also, depending on the persona that Joker has present, it garners his weaknesses, his resistances, and his complete immunities. There's personas that are completely immune to like certain attacks, like elemental attacks, holy magic, like holy attacks, curse attacks, death hacks, stuff like that, or they're completely healed from it. He also has like resistance to time manipulation. Ren was able to move when time was stopped. He also shouldn't be affected, given that he was able to move in the Velvet Room, which is outside of reality, where limitations of time and space do not exist, coexisting into his speed, which I'll talk about later. I can show you that clip real quick. Which part? Aha, I think I found it. There we go. So yeah, time stops. Everyone is just moving in slow motion. well, not slow motion, but they completely stand still, and Ren is able to just move through like frozen time, as you can see. So that's just proof. Alright. As I mentioned before, he can handle more than one persona, and he also has the power of the wild card, which holds infinite possibilities, so that refers back to my fate manipulation scans. Okay, in a team situation, persona users can also help each other. They also can like smack each other out of like mental ailments, such as being like inflicted with like fear, despair hacks, sleep, hunger, things like that. So they can like completely like neg like mind hacks by smacking each other with like these like fans. I just wanted to put that there just in case, like, if Ren is ever in like a situation where he's in a versus match and it's like tag team, they can save each other from like mental ailments. Ren also does have attack reflection, because some personas do have like passive attack reflection, for example like Kaguya, or like Kaguya Picaro. So like, and also like items can also give him, he can also put up barriers with items or different personas. He also has like the ability with his personas to have like stat reduction and stat amps, being able to amp his speed, attack, evasiveness, and his durability. And he can also like use moves like debilitate to reduce his opponent's AP, durability, and speed. Red can carry up to 16 personas. His persona Arsene, or Arsene, his main persona, was able to erase Akechi's persona by sealing it inside of a ball of dark energy and then just wiping him out, leaving no trace of Loki. So got some arguably existence erasure hacks, as well as like sealing. So he completely wiped him out. There was no trace of him left. Alright, onto the conceptual stuff. So Ren's attacks are conceptual. Like all the personas, even the teammates, their attacks are conceptual. He himself and the rest of the other persona members were able to cancel out Yaldabaoth's 7 deadly sin attacks, which are conceptual, as Yaldabaoth is an abstract being that was created from the masses collective unconscious. As Yaldabaoth governs and administrates the metaverse, which is described by Yusuke to be the physical embodiment of the desire of the human heart, as humanity yearns for their desires to be granted and to be ruled over. As Yaldabaoth governs and holds domain over man and answers their desires. The shadows themselves are conceptual, referring back to Yusuke as they exist in the metaverse, which the persona users face, as shadows are created from distorted desires, such as the palace rulers themselves. More proof of this is like even like the palace, like in like the original palace rulers, like people in the real reality, they don't even know they have like their second like alter ego, because they can't comprehend it. So that's another conceptual argument. The personas are also conceptual, as they are linked to the metaverse and are the rebellious will of the user, and Morgana even states in their final battle that if they erase the metaverse, they lose their persona powers forever. So this is the fight with the Yaldabaoth in the anime. They're able to cancel out his 7 deadly sin attack, which is conceptual. Like Yaldabaoth himself is an abstract being, he is conceptual, he's a platonic concept, like he governs everything. The metaverse itself, which is a conceptual realm. So this is just more proof that the persona users attacks and themselves are conceptual. Here's a statement as well. I'm sorry it's small, but I'll read it for you. Yaldabaoth says that I am the administrator born of the collective human unconsciousness. I am the entity which governs this world. Its future depends wholly on my leadership. That's Lavenza stating this. She says, no, as the distorted desires of the masses, it is most certainly the core of Mementos itself. So that's just confirming the conceptual arguments. This is Yusuke's also stating this. He says the distorted realm, teeming with shadows, the physical embodiment of the desires of the human heart. So another conceptual statement. And this is like Agor, well, Yalda both posing as Agor. He says that no, it may be more accurate to say that I am a god who responds to desire and holds domain over man. So again, the humans who created him from their created this abstract being, they yearn for his existence. They yearn for their desires to be answered. That's like the Yalda both in its Holy Grail form. He says precisely, humanity itself wished for the Holy Grail to be a god that would rule over them. And this is just a statement from Morgana. You'll lose your powers if Mementos is erased. Will you still do it? And Morgana even states that why the human cognition exists as another sustainable world. To begin with, why does something like the human cognition exist as another sustainable world? So yeah, those are like the conceptual arguments. I'll go more into conceptual stuff in a moment, but I'll continue on. So let's talk about his main persona, called Arsene. So when Arsene, I think it's Arsene, I'll go with Arsene. So when Arsene is being used by Ren, it gives Ren complete immunity to curse skills and immunity to death hacks. He's weak to bless, like bless skills, which is holy attacks, and ice skills. But thanks to his inherent skills, like repel ice, which attack reflects ice-based attacks, he can drain bless like holy weapons or like holy attacks, which nullifies the attack and basically gives like Joker this layer of immunity. So those type of attacks won't work, and he will convert the weakness into healing. So he'll get healed if the opponent was to use a holy attack on him. Arsene is also able to use curse skills to deal curse damage, and Arsene can use death hacks via Mudo, which he summons a voodoo doll and stabs it with needles, completely killing the opponent. He even does this in the anime. I couldn't find that scan, but it is in the anime. Like, this is his fight with Akechi. Like, he completely like death hacks his like Akechi's like fodder personas. But yeah, I've got some scans down below, and I'll get onto that in a moment. But yeah, he can also, as I mentioned before, he can seal you in that dark bubble and erase you. He did that to like Akechi's Loki, like his persona called Loki. So yeah, those are like his abilities and stuff. Alright, onto hexes. So if we go off all the persona Ren uses and the abilities and hexes they possess, such as elemental attacks that afflict status effects such as burn, freeze, paralysis, mind hacks such as brainwashing, forget, despair hacks, fear hacks, confusion, rage, and hunger. Now the reasons why I haven't put all of like Ren's personas down is because there's just so many. There's so many personas, but they all have these abilities. So like, for example, like Seth, like he's got like a persona called Seth, and then he's got another persona called Yoshikage, I think it's called. Is it Yoshikage or is it Yoshimitsu? But yeah, like all the personas, even in the games, they all have these like different personas have these different hexes. So sleep hacks, confusion, fear hacks, which makes you run away, makes you scared. Confusion just makes you like do random shit. Sleep is obvious. Despair hacks, which can turn into death hacks. I'll explain. It also like it's kind of like negs your willpower because you're unable to take actions. Your SP will decrease. That's like a game mechanic, and the character becomes incapacitated after a set number of turns. While they are in despair, and basically they just die. They succumb to their despair. And rage is just to make them go wild. It amps their attacks but makes their durability shit, and they basically are uncontrollable. Brainwash completely makes them like they're just, you can just manipulate them and do whatever you like with them. It's like how you can brainwash like shadows and make them, when you get like them into like a shadow negotiation, they're easier to recruit. Hunger basically it basically weakens your AP, but in the game it makes it like because you're suffering from hunger, it kind of incapacitates you because you're so hungry, and you can't be effective when you're hungry. And then the rest of them are kind of self-explanatory. Forget makes you forget how to use your abilities. Dizzy make you dizzy, of course. And shock, freeze, and burn are conventional elemental status effects. So yeah, that's like despair, and then that's like the Reaper succumbing to it, and basically you just die. Like you get vaporized. And this is just some showings of what it looks like. So yeah, sleep hacks, rage hacks, just examples of how the personas can perform these moves. Yeah. Death hacks, that's like the straw man, the voodoo doll. When they stab the voodoo doll, you completely die via death hacks. Hamon does the same thing, but it's like this light talisman, that whirlwind that surrounds your body and just completely vaporizes you, just death hacks you. So yeah, that's pretty much it for like the haxes. I'll talk about Joker's equipment. Joker's equipment, it's also conceptual, since he can hurt and kill shadows who are conceptual. As I mentioned, the shadows are inside those archetypal shadows that are inside the metaverse, which are a part of the metaverse. They are conceptual. Everything inside the metaverse is conceptual, and the persona users can hurt these and kill these shadows or recruit them. But yeah, he has like a couple of daggers with different like status effects. He has like his standard assault knife. He has like a dagger that can freeze if he slashes his opponent with it upon contact. He also has the igniter to burn them. Kaito Gentleman, which is, I believe that's another weapon as well. His sword, not his sword, his dagger. He has a low chance of like causing a random abnormality, which is basically like a random status effect. And he also has his 9mm pistol. Fortunately, the GIF won't load, but I've got this one. So yeah, like this is just proof that the weapons are conceptual, because they can hurt these conceptual beings, these conceptual shadows, the personas. Otherwise, it wouldn't do anything. And this more evidence. It's so blatant. Like it says here, like when you go into the shop to buy like arrows. I know this is in a different Persona game, but this is just more proof to solidify the conceptual arguments that the platonic idea of bows. So they actually go into in depth with the platonic concepts, the platonic idea of a bow, perfect in form. So these have like platonic properties. So it's a platonic item which attacks your concept, of course. All right, that's it for his weapons. So all of the Persona users, the Phantom Thieves, should have Type 4 and Type 8 immortality. The idea of the Phantom Thieves were erased / conceptually erased from existence, from the minds of the masses, as they were denied their existence. They all returned back alive in the Velvet Room and had to re-obtain their existence again to become recognized by the public. So this is just a statement from Lorenzo saying you do not exist because reality is replete with the cognition of those who deny the Phantom Thieves. And you must challenge the evil god and reclaim your existence in reality. Are you up for the task? And these are just some like healing items and some amps, some items which can amp like luck. It can amp AP. It can amp Persona speeds and stuff. So yeah, that's just like, and you know, erect barriers. The list goes on, but some of it is like kind of game mechanic-y. But this is just, I wanted just to add that there. Alright, that's pretty much it for like all of the items and stuff. All of the abilities. It's a long list. I'll go on to AP now. So attack potency. Depending on how you interpret Persona 5 scaling, he can range from Universal Plus, Low Multiversal, Multiversal Plus, and Outerversal. Ren was able to summon the true power of his persona and defeated Yaldabaoth, and the Phantom Thieves all took part in the shared effort of defeating Yaldabaoth. Yaldabaoth is an abstract being that was created from the masses, collected unconscious, as Yaldabaoth governs and administrates the metaverse, which is described by Yusuke to be the physical embodiment of the desire of the human heart, as humanity yearns for their desires to be granted and to be ruled over, as Yaldabaoth governs and holds domain over man and answers to their desires, and even humanity itself wishes to be ruled over by him. So these are like all the scans I showed previously, just to like solidify the conceptual arguments and the outerversal scaling. So yeah, everything inside there, the shadows in that distorted realm, the personas themselves, it is all conceptual. Alright, onto speed. So Joker should have like at least immeasurable speed, if not irrelevant speed. The Velvet Room, which is a realm outside reality, where the limitations of space and time do not apply. Irrelevant speed arguments comes from Yaldabaoth, which is described twice to be a distorted desire itself and act as the core of mementos. Back to my Lorenzo statement. But yeah, mementos is described as being a distorted realm made from the desire of the human heart. So as being distorted desires incarnate, he would exist across mementos, which is a realm comprised and embodying distorted desires. So he's kind of, I think it's omnipresent or omnipotent, one or the other. Like he's technically everywhere at once, because he administrates that realm, that outerversal realm. These are just some scans. Like, sorry, I didn't mean to click too fast, but yeah, like after all, it is the masses' distorted desires incarnate. No, as the distorted desire of the masses, it is most certainly the core of mementos itself. That's Lorenzo backing up the statement. The limits of time and space you are accustomed to do not apply here. That's where we get the immeasurable and irrelevant speed, and obviously that's like Joker moving around in the Velvet Room. And then that's the Yusuke scan, which I mentioned. So yeah, that's pretty much it for all of Joker's abilities, his AP and durability. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It took me a good while to make sure I got everything documented for Ren or Joker. If you liked this video, please leave a like. If I missed anything, hit me down in the comment section. But yeah, Captain Forrest signing out. Peace.